Welcome to Week 9 of NFL Game Picks. I'm Austin Ramos. We got DJ Gamble and we got Chris Wright. Guys, it's a late episode. I'm not going to lie to you. This is coming after the New York Jets and Indianapolis Colts game, but we'll go over that one and talk about who we picked. Aside from that, Week 8 was not the best week for any of us, honestly.
Nobody.
I think I had one of the better weeks out of anybody, but aside from that, I mean, overall, it just was not good, guys.
I thought game pickers got a bye week like the rest of the league.
Man, I needed a bye week.
Yeah,
I went 5-10. I doubled my wins, my losses with my wins, man.
Yeah.
That was awful.
It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, but at least we all start off 1-0 this week, except for
Me.
some people.
I
who
bought
took
into the
Jets.
Mike White hype, and I had every reason to do so because he's from Miami. You know, you gotta rep your city when you can. Literally, like first possession, balling. You know, like he gets a touchdown to Elijah Moore. On that drive, he hurts his forearm, which was just not good for me. So that's definitely one. But let's talk about Week 8. Week 8, I got screwed over in the first game of the week. I had a gut feeling before the game. I'm like, man, I should switch it to Green Bay because like I just had that feeling, and I never switched it. And I'm like, it was a close game. I'm like,
Yeah.
That feeling never, not once, came across my
No,
mind.
me
I'm not
neither.
even
I
gonna lie to
thought
you.
Cardinals were gonna win for
Yeah.
sure.
oh
honestly.
man, dude, I had the most like gut wrenching feeling. Like, man, this is about to go bad if I don't switch it right now. And I was right. So, but at the end of the day, I never switched it, so I lost that one. Jets winning last week surprised me a little bit.
Surprised the whole wide world, man.
Yeah.
They keep beating these good teams like randomly because
Mhm.
I can't remember like who else did they beat?
The
They beat
Titans.
the
The
Titans.
yeah. Like, they just keep randomly beating these good teams, Titans and Bengals, losing the other games by a million freaking points, and they'll show up one week and they'll be all right.
It's almost like that meme when it's like when you're down in the fourth quarter in 2K and he like
hunch
pulls
over
his
in
chair.
the chair, bro. Yeah,
And
man.
The Bears 49ers game was pretty decent up until like the last quarter.
Scored more than 17 points this week.
Yeah, as I predicted, Chicago scored the most points since Matt Nagy was nowhere to be found in the stadium. The special teams coordinator was calling plays, so they scored the most points, which I predicted. We lost all of our running backs. Damian Williams got hurt. Khalil Herbert was banged up a bit. Then we lost both our safeties. And
It sucks because that's been like your guys' strength this year, and you guys have been so depleted. Imagine if you guys had like any of the running backs you guys have healthy. Like it would have been completely insane. I think it would have been insanely beneficial for Justin Fields too.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm not like he looked decent. Like, I'm not saying he played bad. I mean, he only threw for like 175, had a touchdown and an interception, but it's just hard. Like, when the defense is on the field as much as it is, and we're not really helping them, it's kind of hard. But this week we actually saw Justin Fields run the ball, so he had 103 yards rushing. And he had a pretty incredible touchdown run, too. I don't know if you saw it. He started off running to the right, avoided like 3 tackles,
And then
skirted
just
back to the
go
left
left,
side of it. Yeah, and then it was a promising sight. Am I sold on him? No, but hey.
All right, I have a quick question for you guys.
What's that?
Why the hell did you guys pick the Jaguars over the Seahawks?
I had a feeling.
Dude.
Yeah, man. The
Bad
Seahawks
feeling.
were
Seahawks down
just
bad,
got
man.
beat up against
But
the
they've been in
Saints.
every game. Like, I don't understand why you guys
I
what
don't
even
think
went
they're-
through
Their
y'all's
defense
head?
is one of the worst in the
Bro,
league
30,
right now.
31-7 though at the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I had more faith in the Jaguars.
Jeez.
Urban
Yeah,
Meyer.
I mean, it's easy to say it after the
I
game.
I mean, I would pick the Seahawks before. So that's
Urban
why.
Meyer on the hot seat after he's being like our ex-president and grabbing women by the you-know-whats on camera. I mean, like, Jaguars, I thought they had that one. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
Their whole team's banged up for the Seahawks, so it made sense.
Yeah.
But
They just been close in every game. That's literally why I'm like, nah, they're gonna come out on top of this one. DJ, I know you want to talk about what happened last week with your boys.
Oh man,
Who that?
What's
Who
under-
that nation, baby?
What's understood don't need to be explained, baby boy. The Saints are the only team that's beaten Tom Brady twice in the same year. So you know and he's 2-4. Yeah, ever. Like, not just in the Buccaneers era, but ever. He's never lost to the same team twice. Yeah, you know.
I guess I didn't get the hoodie memo. I just noticed that, by the way.
But yeah, no, man. It was
wearing our team's gear, but
yeah, the official colors, sponsored by NFL Game Picker.
I mean, the Bucs still put up some numbers though on that Saints good defense.
It was relatively a close game, but then like the Saints just like they made those clutch plays that really set them apart from winning this game. Honestly, like the Bucs were hanging in there, and then just I look away for like 2 seconds. Like every time I look away from like a sporting event, just something just crazy happens and just separates.
Just when you think you're about to pull away, they score. So the Saints had control of the game, but like you said, they're letting them in, and you can never discount Tom Brady. That's one thing I've learned in sports.
Oh, 100%.
Trust
me. I know, DJ.
Yeah, for sure. Never bet against Tom Brady or LeBron James. Probably you'll do pretty well that way. Two interesting facts that I saw. Simeon and Winston had the same yards per average per throw, 5.6. So you guys aren't really throwing the ball down the field much. So it's the same thing they were saying with Michael Thomas when Drew Brees was there, that he's the all-time slants receiver. But
who told you that? Who told you that?
People be saying it.
Yeah,
okay?
but which specific?
Probably
people?
you, honestly.
I said.
And then without looking, who had the longest catch of the day for the Saints?
Probably
Ingram.
No. Well, it makes sense. Either him or Traquan Smith.
It's a tight end.
It's a wide receiver.
Not Harris.
He was once a Bear. A high draft.
Kevin White.
Kevin White.
Oh, yeah, I remember. Yeah, I
I
remember.
was like, wow. That was one of the only plays I saw too, and he caught that pass, and I was just like, really, bro?
But that's the thing. Think about the Saints.
Really, bro? Come on.
The Saints have never really had a high-profile type of receiver outside of Mike Thomas, and he was taking. Think about it. So tell me, you just made that face.
Thomas was second round, right?
Yeah, he was a second-round pick. Brandon Cooks was a first-round pick. That was the first-round pick we've had. The Saints' best wide receiver in Saints history is Marcus Colston. He was a 5th or 7th round pick. Yeah. One of the two.
Traquan Smith, UCF.
The Traquan Smith was a third rounder. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So it's not like exactly. So we don't really get the adequate weapons, but we've had a great quarterback to get the job done. And it's just you're retired, your quarterback retired, and it's not like you're just gonna get a whole new slew of receivers.
Oh, for sure.
So
100%. But with that being said, we're gonna get into Week 9 games. But before, let's give a quick shout out to NFLGamePicker.com. You can sign up for free today and pick every game every week with your friends, family, and coworkers at NFLGamePickers.com.
Kenny Stills was there for a little bit.
Yeah, but what? He was third rounder?
Lance Moore
was
Emmanuel Sanders.
No. Bro, don't do that.
All right.
Ted Ginn Jr.
Don't do that.
Courtesy of
One trick pony, right? Or no, we got him off of Carolina.
Yeah.
But like where I got
from
you.
Miami. All right. So Thursday Night Football just happened. The Indianapolis Colts beat the New York Jets, as a lot of people expected, except for myself. It was a game time decision. I said, sure, why not? Let's go with Mike White. And I mean, he was doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Got hurt pretty early, and that really was like the second he got hurt, I'm like, man, like that was literally not good for me at all. And I'm like, oh man, like
I took the Jets to cover the spread, but I had Indy winning in everything. So I won and I lost in the same way, I guess.
I had Indy winning too, but I was rooting for Mike White because I did the little project on him. So I was like, all right, let's go. Yeah. You know, he had a good game and quickly shot out the window.
He broke Peyton Manning's record for like most yards in a debut game and stuff like that. So, I mean, that's not something to frown upon. You know,
was it like 405?
405 passing yards.
I think 3 touchdowns. He caught a 2-point conversion.
Stunned the Bengals.
I mean, it's pretty good. I mean, the game, although like the score doesn't do it justice because like it was not close. A lot of the stuff that the Jets got was in garbage time. They made it a game at some point, but at that point it was just like too little, too late.
Yeah. It was like 4 minutes.
Yeah, because like the back, I don't even know his backup's name honestly, but the backup came in and
Johnson.
Yeah, he did
Josh Johnson,
decent towards the end, but like we were talking about it before the show, it was pretty much garbage like time numbers.
315 yards or something like that.
Jonathan Taylor though,
good.
Dude.
He had like 75 yards at halftime.
Yeah,
and a touchdown.
Popped off at the end.
And a touchdown.
I mean, when you have those big gaps, I mean, even Troy Aikman was talking about. He's like, man, running backs like wish they could have those type of gaps. You know, like.
I mean, you still gotta see the gap.
Oh, 100%, man. But once you get that clearance, dude, if you can get your lineman into the second level,
but a clean slate definitely helps.
100%. But
that's it. He moved into second place and rushing on the year so far.
I think he was second or third heading into the game. But yeah, he's right there up there with Derrick
and it's
Henry.
Not close.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Like third place isn't like Derrick Henry is.
Third place is like 500 right now. Jonathan Taylor has like almost 700 something, right?
No, Jonathan Taylor. I think it's including last night's game. He has 821.
Yeah.
The next closest is Nick Chubb with 584 yards.
And he's hurt, but he's coming back. He's coming back this week too.
And then Derrick Henry is going to be at the top for at least another week at minimum.
Unless Chubb, what did you say Chubb is at?
584. But Derrick Henry has 900.
He can't rush 400.
Derrick Henry has 937 yards right now. Like he'll be at the top for 2 more weeks at least. Like he almost had 1,000 yards. And then he got hurt. It sucks.
All right, let's segue into the next game. The first game of Sunday, we have the Atlanta Falcons versus the New Orleans Saints. Almost called the New York Saints, boy.
Oh,
DJ,
I don't think you should come to me after you.
It's
New York, like the fruit of the lips too. New York. Oh man. But nonetheless, we're picking the Big Easy, staying at home in this one. Sean Payton is 20-8 in his career versus the Atlanta Falcons. Don't see no reason why it would change tonight or change tomorrow, especially with their top receiver, Calvin Ridley, being out. They give up a lot of points on defense, and we're pretty shiesty on the defensive end, a top 5 defense. So,
Pooh shiesty?
Free that guy. Can you say that on the show?
Is that all right?
Chris isn't coming on camera anymore. I'm with you on this Saints pick because, I mean, the Falcons, although they are like a pretty decent team, they're just very inconsistent. And like the Saints, they are dealing with a big injury with Jameis Winston tearing his ACL. I think
every
that's
week
huge,
is something
man,
new.
dude.
Every week is literally something
Mike
new.
Thomas, you know, what's the status on Mike Thomas?
Out for the season.
Season?
Yeah, he
pulled off a big trade for him in fantasy.
And you know what irks my nerves the most?
Wait, that's for sure?
Well, that's what they're I saw a report on it, so I'm going off what the app, like the Saints app.
Because he's hurt because he don't want to play.
No, like he hurt himself trying to come back again. He hurt his ankle, or he had the ankle surgery in the offseason, which I don't know why he waited till right before the season started to do that. Yeah, and then he was trying to come back, and then he hurt himself again trying to come back. So now,
that's like a big blow, but at the same time, it's like you guys already have gone. It's 8 weeks without him, so I mean,
yeah,
the rest of the season is not gonna kill you, but it's definitely a big blow now that Jameis Winston is hurt.
It's a bigger blow.
You add in that factor of Mike Thomas coming back, and then you can work with that, but then now you don't have him, and it's like down the line, I feel like that's gonna be very like big in terms of like problematic, you know.
So we all going Saints, I think. All right.
Going Saints, bud?
Yeah, I'm gonna go Saints, bud. No Calvin Ridley in this one for the Falcons, so that makes him
stepping away for his mental health.
He's on IR.
Yeah, but
that's the reason why. Yeah. This is the second time this year he done it too.
I feel for the guy. Everybody's got problems.
Mm-hmm.
It's just how you deal with them, I guess.
That's definitely like something that's like way more reoccurring in today's like sports. Is like
at least
a lot of more people are talking about like their mental health, especially like now NFL players like probably 3 years ago that would have been super frowned upon, and then now it's like it's understandable. I mean,
I respect him for doing it, but he's gonna miss minimum 3 weeks for whatever's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and plus the Falcons have only beat bad teams, and I don't think the Saints are a bad team. They beat the Giants.
What you trying to say?
The Giants, the Jets, and the Dolphins.
Don't say the last one.
So unless you're in New York or the Dolphins, you're probably not gonna lose. They're probably not gonna beat you at least. So
you got a pretty fair chance.
Simeon's gonna start. I think that's worth mentioning instead of Hill.
He did pretty well for filling in for Jameis last week against the Bucs, so I think he'll do well off against the Falcons.
But if you have Cordero Patterson in fantasy, start that man this week. For show. He already has like 5 touchdowns on the year. And who else is Matt Ryan going to throw the ball to?
Pitts.
Yeah, if you have either one of them, start them.
I've seen him throw the ball to him in double coverage. I was watching like the recap of the Sundays on Sunday, and he don't care if he double covered, he going on the sideline.
Which one, Pitts or Patterson?
Kyle Pitts.
Yeah.
He's gonna
When they played against the Dolphins, it was just literally like every big throw was literally just to Pitts. It was just ridiculous. Well, Chris, since you were on a roll, let's have you introduce the next game.
All right, we got Buffalo Bills coming down here to Jacksonville, Florida for
your second
favorite
1:00
team game, huh?
I said your second favorite team.
The Jags, not anymore. They were at one time.
When they were good.
We'll talk about
when they were good.
We'll talk about the reason why they're in the Packers game probably,
okay. Go ahead.
But I'm gonna go with Buffalo. I think it's an easy pick. I feel like everybody's gonna go. I gambled on you guys, on you boys down there in Jacksonville last week. Didn't pan out, so.
Yeah, he called you boys instead of guys.
If I was going to a tailgate, Buffalo would probably be in my top 3 choices, honestly.
Yeah.
I want to see somebody getting.
I want to jump through a table. I'll do that.
I don't know about that one, but I definitely want to see it. Oh, shout out to my boy Justin Kennedy. He's going to be at that game. He's a huge Buffalo fan.
All right, shout out Justin. Send us a video of you jumping through a table.
Yeah, please do that, actually.
We'll give you another shout out. We'll send you a T-shirt or something.
Straight from Chris's closet. I don't know what we're going to
play.
Sponsored by Game Pickers.
Game Pickers T-shirt, but it'll be a T-shirt for sure.
We didn't say that in the, we didn't.
As much as it pains me to pick the Bills, I am picking them. And it's for good reason. I mean, they're playing the Jaguars. Like we started off this episode, I was questioning why you guys picked Jacksonville last week, and like I'm happy you guys didn't pick them this week, especially after the Bills just kept on pounding.
Week.
Ain't that big? Ain't that close of a
on my Dolphins. But I'll lead us into this next game. It's an AFC North battle, and yes, I spelled Jacksonville wrong. Don't credit me on that. But we got the Cleveland Browns versus the Cincinnati Bengals. The Browns are dealing with some personnel issues. OBJ is kind of like wanting out.
Well, he's out.
He's out.
Yeah, I know. Like I'm saying, but like he wants out of Cleveland is what I'm saying.
Out.
He's out of Cleveland.
He's on waivers.
They released him
already?
Yeah.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, 12.
That must have been like today.
11. Yeah, like 11, 12 this afternoon.
I've been busy making the production, dude. Come on. Either way, the
Minecraft.
Bengals just got stunned by the New York Jets last week too, so that's another thing. The Browns are kind of dealing with a lot of issues. Among that, you release Odell Beckham because he's not getting the ball, but now you have Nick Chubb coming back, which is big for their ground game. I think he was missed, but luckily they were able to not fall off. That being said, though, I mean, the Bengals have to bounce back after losing to the Jets, so that's why I'm going with them.
That's sort of the same reason I'm picking the Bengals too. You don't get disrespected by a team you should win and come back and play sloppy 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
So,
hey, any given Sunday.
Yeah. It happens, but
that was last week for that Sunday.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Chris, what about you?
I'm going to roll with the Bengals as well. Yeah, I think there's some turmoil going on in that Browns locker room.
They're gonna be well enough to compete, but at the same time, it's just it's man, there's just so much going on there that's not going good.
Yeah, I mean they're still gonna run the ball, and
that's been their bread and butter for this entire season.
Yeah, and Myles Garrett is gonna get after the quarterback. He's leading the league in sacks right now by multiple sacks. I think he's 2 up on somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And Cleveland's defense is top 3, so I think it'll be closer game than you might anticipate.
For sure.
Oh yeah.
Plus, they're the number 1 rushing team in the league. So, like I mentioned, they're still gonna do their thing there. But
they don't have a solidified number 1 rusher right now. But overall, their team has been running the ball
really well. All the running backs have been doing pretty decent.
Yeah. It didn't matter who you put back there.
I'm not, as I've said 1,000 times before, I'm not confident in Baker. I'd rather have Joe Burrow on my team, honestly. And this is a really important game for that division because that division's tight.
Yes.
And they're good. Like, all the teams in that division are
5-3,
competitive.
5-2.
Yeah, that division is really going to come down to the wire. I mean, I think I've been saying that a lot this season. The AFC North is really going to come down to the final week. Both games of the AFC North, like, you know how all 4 teams will be playing each other. Like, it's going to be important that week.
They're one of 2 divisions in football right now that everybody's at least 500 or better. So
one in NFC West.
Yeah, the other one's the NFC West with Raiders, Chargers, Chiefs,
AFC West.
And AFC and Broncos. But Broncos,
Broncos are slacking.
Yeah, I don't think they'll be there for a while. But we'll continue on.
Well, speaking of the Broncos,
yeah.
Jinx, you guys owe me 2 sodas.
Okay.
What kind of soda do you like?
Give me a cream. Actually, I'm feeling like a Sprite today. Give me a Sprite.
You want McDonald's Sprite?
I would have stuck. With cream. Cream soda would have been better because we are not sponsored by Sprite yet.
The deal's in the works.
Yeah.
But yeah, speaking of the Denver Broncos, they're facing one of the better teams in the NFL in the Dallas Cowboys. I'm gonna make it real simple and easy. I'm picking Cowboys. I'm pretty sure most of y'all are picking Cowboys too, right?
I'm gonna go with the Cowgirls. I mean Cowboys.
Yes, good job.
I mean,
Same.
Cowboys.
They're undefeated at home so far. Just to add a little context to it.
The Cowboys.
Yeah, so far, and I think they remain undefeated 4-0. But they're just gonna run away with this division, I guess.
It looks like it because who else would really be competing with them?
The Eagles,
Washington,
I suppose, unless Washington.
Giants now.
Some spark
depending on what
happens.
the Eagles.
Someone needs to catch fire in the division to compete with them, but.
Well, we're not like the Eagles. We both. Well, I think we all picked the Lions to win the game last week.
I picked. We all did pick the Lions.
We all picked them to win.
I think we gave them too much confidence because not only us, but like even on
a lot of people were
even on the networks were like, this is the week.
Yeah,
and they lost like 30-something to 7.
I looked at it. And it was like
6,
it was like 35-0, like the 25 or 35 first time I saw the score, and I was like, oh man, this is such a bad take.
Yeah, for real. I mean, it happens to everyone, but like the fact of the matter that everyone felt that way too is just like, come on, dude. Like, this was your game to do it, and I don't know.
Like, it ain't gonna happen now. It ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, the Lions are on
I still feel like they're not even the worst team in football though. Like I still feel that way.
You can easily give it. You could easily give
they get
it to
the
the
title
Texans
solely
too.
for the
just
record.
because they don't have a win. But honestly, I agree with you, Chris. Like, I would give it to the Texans before them
or Miami. Wait, guess what? Guess what the next game is? That's a good lead-in.
Dolphins, bro.
That was the segue I was trying to smooth on into there, baby.
Battle of the ones.
Oh man, yeah, no, this game is not good. Honestly, if it ends in a draw, I would not be surprised. But honestly, you know who I'm picking. I'm picking the Dolphins. I mean, you have to in this game, man. Like, I mean, at least for myself. Like, you're facing one of the other worst teams in the NFL. You got to come out with a win here.
I'm going to take the Dolphins. I'm not happy about it. No offense. Going into the year, like I've said before on this podcast, if this was week 1, I would have 100% taken the Dolphins without a doubt. This would have been like a keep it moving game. But here we are in week 9. Both teams are 1-7, so I'm going to roll with the Dolphins, although I think it's worth noting that Tyrod Taylor is expected to come back and
that's huge for the Texans.
And start for the Texans. So, I mean,
early on in the season when he was healthy, like, not world beater, but like he was doing well enough that he put the Texans in positions to possibly win games, and now
he's better than Davis Mills.
100%, yeah.
And the third string quarterback, shout out to another Oviedo homegrown player, Jeff Driscoll. He's from around town here. He's the third string player, so he might get in the game.
They kill me with how much they know about the home team. Like, Orlando and Miami, bro. Like,
right,
that has to be a Florida thing. Like, it has to be a Florida thing.
That's Florida.
I could walk to the high school that he played at, bro, from my house.
I was sitting in this bleacher with Ethan.
Nah, it was funny because it was like him and Blake Bortles were like the two hot, like biggest things around town. You know what I mean? And see where both of them ended up making it to the NFL. More to come on Blake later, but we'll keep this one moving.
DJ?
Every time I pick you guys,
they lose.
They lose.
They've only won one
Don't
game,
pick them.
so
I want them to win at least one.
You got like a 10% chance of them winning at this point now.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna do you a solid. I'm gonna pick the Texans because in all honesty, I picked y'all week 1 against the Patriots, I picked the Patriots. Or no, vice versa, I think. So either way, long story short,
you're doing me a solid.
Yeah.
DJ. And that's DJ being nice because he's in first place, so he can afford to give up a game or two. You know?
Not after last week, man. I need to build him back.
All right. Next game we have the Las Vegas Raiders versus the New York Giants. Henry Ruggs got into a car accident. DUI, I think it's manslaughter. Bad situation there, just to add on to like all that's already been happening there in Las Vegas. So
terrible.
It's just not good. Will it affect their play slightly? Henry Ruggs wasn't a crazy part of their offense. Like, he wasn't like, it's not like detrimental like you just lost your number one wide receiver.
He's a plug and play. You can a deep threat.
He's still a former first round draft pick.
So was your boy Kevin White you just mentioned earlier in the show. So
I mean, it's not like he was bad, and he's leading the team in yards right now. So, and touchdowns for that matter. Yeah. I mean, it's only 2, but they got a bunch of players that have 2 touchdowns.
They have a good amount of weapons that it's not gonna set them back tremendously, but it is a setback to a degree.
But I mean, there's more to that than just playing football. You
100%.
know, he killed somebody and her dog. They burned alive, and it's really freaking terrible, man. And I hope he goes to jail. Which everyone's like, he has to.
Bro,
he has to.
I'm sorry. You the first person I've ever heard mention the dog in the story.
It's a dog, bro. You know what happened? You killed my dog, bro.
I heard about the dog yesterday, too.
It's bad, man. Like, nobody's been mentioning the dog. I'm like, come on, bro. Dog's life matters, too.
Who mentioned it? PETA?
PETA?
Yeah.
No, I don't know. My friend told me about it, and I was just like, oh, man.
No, but seriously.
Bro, I'm sorry.
DJ's not laughing about the situation, guys.
He's
laughing about how crazy.
No, it's terrible. It's terrible,
that man mentioned the dog like it was just...
But yeah, no, it's definitely like not a good situation whatsoever. But aside from that, pray for the families who were affected by it. It's not the best situation.
Nah, definitely not. With that being said, I'm gonna go with the Raiders and just get off this topic right now.
DJ?
Yeah, I'm picking the Raiders too, dude. They lost their head coach, and that didn't phase them too much. Plus, the Giants are like depleted at the wide receiver position, so it's easy pickings for me.
Yeah, I agree with you guys all. I'm picking the Raiders as well, and tough situation.
Let's just hope he doesn't have any emails.
All right, let's get into NFLGamePicker.com. Sign up for free today and pick every game every week with your friends, family, and coworkers at NFLGamePicker.com. Next, we have the Minnesota Vikings versus the Baltimore Ravens. And this matchup is not all that it's kind of been cracked up to be, because Minnesota has been sliding in the last couple of games. They've been close, and they've been really competitive, but the Ravens, they're coming off a bye. They've been looking really good. I have a lot of faith in the Ravens in this game. And that's a lot to say because the Dolphins are playing them next week on Thursday night, and I'm not going to have a good time watching that one.
No, you're not. But I'm picking the Ravens in partial part, Raven flock. I've been too much of a realist and haven't been letting the homer side in me in.
Yeah.
And
Can't blame you though. They're a good squad.
Yeah, and like you said about the Vikings, they're
inconsistent, if anything. They can't finish it off.
You lose, you drop 2, you win 2, you lose 1.
You win like a big one in overtime. Come on, man.
Then you lost to Cooper Rush,
Yeah, but Minnesota could easily be undefeated right now.
They easily could because they've been close in games. It's just they're not finishing off the game.
Y'all know what they say?
Almost only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades.
He's literally right out of my mouth. He took the phrase out of my mouth.
Say it again and look at the camera, dude.
Almost only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades.
That's
the candy ponies around here.
Yeah.
That's the first time I've ever heard that. But
no,
yeah.
You're from the too far into the South. That's why you're in Little Havana down there.
Yeah. Chris, who are you going with? You said this one was going to be a tough game for you to pick.
I think it is tough, bro. Like I mentioned, I think Vikings record doesn't really tell the story.
No, the record doesn't do them justice, because they've been relatively competitive in a lot of their games. Aside from that, it's just like we said about the Lions, they come close in a bunch of games, but they don't finish off and they get the win. So same thing for the Vikings. Obviously, they've have gotten some wins, so that does help their case.
I feel like the next 2 weeks will tell the tale about the Vikings because I know you're not supposed to judge a team off a record so early in the season. Yeah. But, 7 games in, and then in another 2 weeks, you're playing Baltimore, and then you're playing San Diego. So those are 2 formidable teams. It's not like, okay, you can't give us we could have had it if this happened on this. It.
For sure.
It, so, yeah.
I'm going to go with Baltimore, though. I think it's going to be a good game, though, honestly. Probably one of the better games of the week, in my opinion.
I might watch this instead of the Saints game or have them both on.
Yeah, because this is at 1 o'clock, too.
Yeah.
But the Ravens are coming off of a bye week, so
they're rested. They're pretty good.
Yeah, and Lamar's been looking really good this year, so I'm going to roll with the Ravens in this one.
I don't blame you. Next, we have the New England Patriots versus the Carolina Panthers. And in this one, I'm going to be quick and simple. I'm going with the Patriots. They've been looking a lot better than what a lot of people expected them to be. And the Panthers are quite opposite of it. They start off really good, and then they've been doing bad. So I'm rolling with the Patriots.
Well, in the Panthers' defense, though, their best player on offense was out in Christian McCaffrey for a lot of those losses. Sure. And they haven't decided on a quarterback yet. They benched Sam Darnold.
Yeah, they did.
So
he was also out for a couple of those wins they produced too. So they managed to, adjust without him. McCaffrey. Although I get what you're saying. He is a big part, but also to rebut it is they found a way.
And to be honest, the Patriots wins aren't that impressive to me. They beat the Jets.
The one last week was very impressive.
I'll take their wins over the Panthers.
No way. Because when I say it, you're gonna agree. The only impressive win that you guys didn't let me finish my sentence was against the Chargers last week.
That one was a good one.
That one was a good win, and Mac Jones looked good. But besides that, they beaten the Jets twice and the Texans once.
They came close.
They were really close to
those
defeating
two teams
the Cowboys. They went into overtime with the Cowboys.
I'm just saying, I'm not taking anything away from them because the Panthers have also beaten the Jets and the Texans.
Yeah,
and the Falcons. So it's not like it's that much better, but they've beaten the Falcons and the Saints. So I feel like Carolina should be favored in this game, but
DJ, say your piece.
I don't see what you're seeing. I get you there, but the Patriots just look a little better on the eyes to me. Even the game against the Buccaneers, they could have won that game too, and it just didn't go their way. The Panthers, on the other hand,
destroyed by
like
the
you.
I'm rolling with the Patriots though. I just think they have looked better more recently, and Panthers don't really have the quarterback situation figured out yet.
Yeah.
Plus, you've been like you mentioned, playing without Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
So that's a big.
But I'm pretty sure McCaffrey's gonna be back this week. So,
he's rumored to come back.
Yeah.
They said that a couple weeks ago.
I'll
too,
take
and
y'all.
on IR, so I'm like,
I'll take y'all best fantasy offer right now.
For CMC,
Yeah.
I'll trade you Kamara.
Oh, no, it's a different league. Yeah.
What about you, DJ? You going with the Pats?
Oh, yeah, I picked the Patriots.
Okay,
Yeah.
bet.
Yeah. Although I think it will be closer than you think if CMC plays. I'm just saying.
Oh, 100%. If you have
Yeah.
Christian McCaffrey in that lineup, it's going to be
Game
huge.
changer.
Yeah.
White Lightning. Like that guy.
Well, speaking of a team that lost last
like
week to
that
the
guy.
Patriots, we have the Los Angeles Chargers facing the Philadelphia Eagles. And Eagles surprisingly destroyed the Detroit Lions last week.
Jeez.
And I don't think they can repeat that this week, though, against the Chargers,
Nah.
especially after losing a close one to the Patriots. I'm rolling with the Chargers. I'm all in on them, at least for this game.
I am, too. You only catch lightning in a bottle once, right? And that was
I think everybody so far has picked the Chargers. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I don't blame anyone who
Yeah.
picked them because like they're a good team. They got last week, and you know you get if it rolls into next week and it happens again, like then there's some questions needed to be answered. You know, so
Yeah.
that's definitely something that the Chargers want to avoid. So they need to have a very decisive win this week against the Philadelphia Eagles. So we'll just keep it moving. Next we have one of the earlier. Well, this is the later 4 o'clock game. We have the Arizona Cardinals versus the San Francisco 49ers. And this is a pretty good matchup.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I think this is another keep it moving game.
What?
Cardinals winning this one. I watched the San Francisco play last week against the Bears, and they didn't look good at all. It's just the Bears had a bunch of injuries during the game, going into the game. And I don't know. I just didn't think they looked – I was not impressed at all by them. Arizona just lost a really close game to the Packers, and – they've gotten some extra rest on top of that because that was a Thursday night game. So, no way.
So your Cardinals?
Yeah, 100%.
DJ.
You can pencil me in, too. You know, he seemed very adamant about that take right there. And plus, I know he watched the whole game last week.
Yeah.
So
Every snap. So.
I'll go ahead and concur with what my man just
So
said.
this is my only beef with picking the Cardinals in this game. I'm more than likely picking the Cardinals, but still – game time decision at this point.
I was just about to say, what does
like
the
possibility of not having Kyler Murray there is huge, dude. He was in a boot leaving the game last week.
Nah, he'll be alright.
If Baker Mayfield throwing with torn labrums and shit.
Yeah, I mean, but
different pain
non-throwing arm compared to your feet and what part of
major
I thought it was
factor.
his throwing
Well,
Kyler Murray's his foot.
In your defense, though, Kingsbury did say if Murray is not like 100%, he's not gonna play though.
Yeah.
So in your defense, but do you know who the backup is for the Cardinals? I didn't know who it was. I just looked it up.
I don't know.
No idea.
Shoot it.
Colt McCoy.
Hey.
What a
he
throwback
can ball
game.
out. He can ball out.
I didn't know he was still in the NFL. No disrespect to Colt McCoy, but
nah, he's pretty decent. But I'm gonna roll with the Cardinals. But
pretty
man, with Kyler Murray possibly not playing, that's definitely a big factor in this game because he's the heartbeat of that offense.
That may be a game changer too if he doesn't play.
I don't know, man. Cardinals still have a really, really good defense.
Same thing with like the Dallas Cowboys.
3 good wide receivers. I don't know.
Dak Prescott last week. You're saying sort of a little deja vu thing right there.
I would still probably go with the Cardinals, honestly.
Okay.
I mean,
I stayed with the Cowboys last week,
and
even without Dak, because
me
I was
too.
just like, I'm like, it was close though. It was close. It was just like.
Plus, the Cardinals are still like they've already rushed for over 1,000 yards. I'm pretty sure they're top 10 in rushing. I'm almost positive they are. So.
No, they definitely are. I mean,
so like even with Colt McCoy, 3 good wide receivers, top 10 rushing, a top 5 defense against a banged up 49ers team. Yeah, I'm still rolling with the Cardinals.
The possibility of the Cardinals not pulling it out without Kyler Murray is very likely. Like if they can't, they're more than likely not going to win if Kyler Murray doesn't play. But
I think they
let's
will.
hope he does. I hope he does. I think the offense is way better with him in it. So, but a team they played last week in the Green Bay Packers are facing the Kansas City Chiefs without their guy. 2 quarterbacks from last week's game, both possibly out. Aaron Rodgers for sure out with COVID. Lied about being vaccinated and then got COVID. So that's an interesting situation there.
I don't know. Something came out like an hour ago when we were about to set up, and he's like, adamant that he's not lying and has like new facts. So we'll see what happens there.
He said he's immunized. If he's immunized, the man is immunized.
Well,
have you guys seen that meme from like it's like from Star Wars when he's like Anakin's in the field with this I forgot the girl's name, but and it's like, tell me you're vaccinated. He's like, yeah, I am. You from COVID? He's like, just straight face, like no. it's funny.
Well, have you seen like also on ESPN they've been calling Mahomes the new Aaron Rodgers? Like he'll win.
They've been saying that for the longest.
They'll win. He's like super talented, super athletic, and throws the ball like great arm. But like he'll win early and then never win another Super Bowl.
Well,
again.
that's what I like. That's the part you're
That's,
like
the
alluding
main
to
part.
at the end. Like
Yeah.
that was literally what I was gonna follow it up with. I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, he won early in his career and hasn't won since, but he's really good. And I totally agree with that, but
I don't. Agree
we'll see.
with that
Like I'm saying,
necessarily
like current trajectory possibly, because like it's not looking good.
this year.
Yeah, and they got. I mean, at least he got back to the Super Bowl. Aaron
Yeah, I was
Rodgers
gonna
hasn't.
say
That's
Aaron
like the
Rodgers
biggest
has
thing.
only been once.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
far.
You could take the pros and cons away from both because it's like, all right, if you give Pat Mahomes the Packers defense now, you know, they pretty sure that would be able
They would
to
have the
patch
same
up
similar
to
record.
cover it up, and then the same with the Packers. If you give Aaron Rodgers all of those weapons, I'm pretty sure, you know, he'd have a comfortable lead or so.
I don't know. We're gonna watch it this week. Oh no, Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, no, Aaron Rodgers.
But
Jordan Love is making his debut.
The face of the franchise.
Man, we have
Also-
Joey here. If you wanna hop in real quick, you can come back here and give your piece.
you can hop in on my mic, but real quick, also who's possibly making his debut with his new team is
The boat.
Melvin Ingram.
Yeah, he got traded to Kansas City this past week. But yeah, we got Joey in the house. Every time Joey makes an episode for us, it goes awry. But you want to come in a little bit more? Joey, you got the Green Bay shirt on and everything. Tell us.
It's gonna be an interesting one, but I got the Green Bay Packers, man. I still have faith. Jordan Love. You know what? I don't have faith in Jordan Love. This has nothing to do with Jordan Love. This has everything to do with Matt LaFleur and the Green Bay Packers coaching staff. If they can muster out a win against Kansas City with Jordan Love, dude.
Or Blake Bortles. Shout out Blake. Hopefully he plays.
I don't think Blake's gonna come in. I think
the
Jordan
boat
Love.
isn't playing, man.
Jordan Love's gonna have a Mike White-esque performance or like a Matt Flynn. I can see it, you know, but I still think Kansas City's gonna put up a fight.
Yeah.
But that defense is abysmal, so
Yeah.
Jordan Love's gonna just attack it.
That's like one of the biggest things that is in Green Bay's
Or
favor
Aaron
right now
Jones.
is that the Chiefs' defense has little to no effect on its opponents. And I mean, no defense in the NFL is specifically horrible, but the Chiefs,
They're bottom 5.
yeah,
or
they
fifth.
get exposed a lot. You see a lot of Tyrann Matthew going like this to Sorensen and stuff. Like, it's just not
I
good.
think Aaron Jones will have a good day.
He could. He
You
definitely
could have
will.
a good. I could see them involving AJ Dillon a lot more though.
Mhm. He just he has to protect the ball because he fumbled and they took him out of the game.
The big
instantly.
thing with Jordan
Yeah.
Love as well is that he fumbles a lot.
Mhm.
So if they put pressure on him, that ball's coming out, 100%.
So you feel like that's a point of emphasis, like
Yeah,
ball
that
security.
was a big issue in the preseason.
Uh.
Just during practice, even before Rodgers kind of pulled up,
Yeah.
it was like, okay, this guy can't hang on to the ball, and he doesn't know what the hell he's doing. And then he had a few good practices, but then it was like, what the hell are you doing sometimes?
Yeah.
And then during the preseason, he turned the ball over via a fumble, I think, twice. And then when he finally got a shot against the Saints in Week 1, he was driving down the field, and then he coughed it up with a fumble again.
Wow.
So I'd hang on to that damn football, bro.
Yeah, no, it's
Speaking
definitely.
of which, we were at that game. We got to see that fumble.
Yeah.
It was pretty sweet.
You got to see
Yeah.
Jordan Love's first shot in the NFL.
Yeah.
But this Sunday will be his first start, and I'm excited.
Think a first win too.
I think it'll be his first. I think he's going, if potentially he has to go against the Seahawks, I think Jordan Love's going to go 2-0, and then everybody's going to be wondering.
The Seahawks is more of like a favorable matchup too, probably.
Yeah.
This one is, I would say,
That
iffy.
defense is bad,
This
too.
one is really iffy. This
if
one's
they
probably
didn't
the
have
hardest
such a
game.
high-powered offense, I would say yeah, but the Chiefs' defense is so trash. Like,
So is
like
Seattle.
if you're a quarterback, you're just salivating at like the secondary, just how you're going to pick it apart.
Mhm.
I think that's what they're doing. I think Matt LaFleur is just he knows Jordan Love's like strengths, and they're gonna run plays.
Maximize it.
Yeah, they're not gonna put him in a position to fail.
Well, I mean, it'll be good for him going up against 2 bottom 5 defenses, potentially his first 2 starts.
Exactly, it's gonna make him look really good.
DJ, we haven't heard a lot from you. What do you think about this game?
No, I'm picking the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes is expected to play, so yeah, it's a rookie quarterback versus a Super Bowl champion, and at the end of the day, like you said, you talked about the defenses and all that stuff, but when you got 2 average defenses or it's like an equal playing field, it comes down to the quarterback. Who would you rather have on that last possession? And for me, I mean, even though he's a turnover in just about every game, damn near every Chiefs game has been, or like the games they've won, it seems like they've been winning in close fashion. Yeah, so
they lost by 1 to the Ravens. That was a good game.
Yeah, that one they lost that game more than like the Ravens won it, because I mean they had that game in control and then they just collapsed. This one's really tough for me. I mean, I agree with like a lot of things that all of you guys have been saying. One of the biggest things for me is like, do you want to bet against Patrick Mahomes when he's facing a rookie, not a rookie quarterback, but a quarterback getting his first start in the NFL? Probably not. But then, like we said, you also have the Kansas City defense, who has not been really relevant, and then you also have Green Bay's defense, who's been phenomenal. So it's just like, pick your poison, honestly. It's
surprisingly via injuries, too.
Yeah. So I'm going to go with Kansas City, but I wouldn't be surprised if Green Bay pulls it out, and Chris is also going Kansas City.
Yeah.
But thank you for that.
I'm lone wolfing it, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm sticking with the Packers.
But you gave us great insight.
We'll see.
I told him before the Cardinals game, I'm like, there's no way that the Packers lose.
Dude.
Because you want to bet? I didn't bet, but I probably
should.
should. I told him.
You heard me, man. I had that gut feeling. I'm like, man, I don't want to bet against this game, man.
I'm like, there's no way that Aaron, like, not to even talk about last week, but like, there's no way that he was gonna lose that game. Like, I've seen this dude throw passes to Jeff Janis and Jared Abbrederis, in a playoff game and force overtime and throw Hail Marys.
The fact that you remember those names is fairly impressive.
I mean, you have to. That's an iconic play right there. Jeff Janis, Hail Mary catch.
Jeff Janis is,
that's one of the best ones.
That's one of his best Hail Marys for sure, one of his best plays, one of his best passes. But Jared Abbrederis was a Wisconsin guy, so I remembered him.
Yeah.
With it's kind of like a Jake Kumro, something like that. They've had a lot of guys that are random throughout the years, and they just found a way to work with it. But no Aaron Rodgers on the sideline this Sunday.
Yeah,
so
it's gonna be tough.
Time for Love to.
He's gonna be phoning in from home.
Yeah,
Jordan
right,
Love, protect the ball.
What's nice is Bortles was there during preseason. It's like everyone's so familiar.
That's actually kind of like,
you know what I'm saying?
Like in all seriousness, that's actually a really good thing because
it's not like they just picked up some random backup.
It's just like, oh hey, good to see you again. Like making him feel uncomfortable. I'm sure he coached like. I actually remember there was like a little time where Love was like, he's actually being a really good mentor to me and stuff like that before they cut him when Rodgers came back. But
probably a better mentor than Rodgers.
Like if they incorporate
friendliness wise,
Come on. How do you know?
Maybe
bro?
not knowledge, bro. They don't like each other. You know they don't.
Right. They do like each other, bro. Get out of time.
All right. Let's move on to the next game. We have Sunday Night Football. We have the Tennessee Titans versus the Los Angeles Rams. This one, boxing match right now. I mean, these are two heavyweights, but
easy choice.
Deflated for the Titans because they just lost Derrick Henry for more than likely the year. They picked up Adrian Peterson, kicking the tires on him real quick, saying, what can you do for us?
Spray some WD-40 and got a new little timing belt on his
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Rams just for the mere fact that Derrick Henry's out. If Henry would have been able to play, man, I mean, this would be really tough. But now the weight is on Tannehill's shoulders. Like I told you guys, like once you take Derrick Henry out of the situation,
it's not a good thing.
Tannehill needs to step up and ball out, and this is going to be a real big test against one of the better teams in the NFL.
Prior to Adrian Peterson getting signed, I couldn't even tell you the Titans' backup running back.
Neither.
I promise you, I couldn't.
That's how big Derrick Henry was balling.
I've never seen like
they had a backup running back.
When he got hurt, I went to my fantasy team. I picked AP up right away because I didn't hear anything about McNichols.
Yeah.
I was like, I picked up McNichols. I'm like,
I should have done that.
I should have picked up McNichols. So I'm glad I got my hands on AP all
So
day.
DJ, who you got? You got the Rams?
Oh, yeah. I'm
Easy
picking
pickings
the
for you?
Rams.
I'm taking the Rams as well. I think it's an easier choice just because I thought Derrick Henry was probably going to be the offensive player of the year, potentially.
He was, and then
maybe an MVP. That's not a freaking quarterback winning for once. Maybe.
Yeah.
He could have won it last year too, even potentially. But nah, he's not there. That's going to leave a huge void. Plus, those wide receivers are still a little banged up for Tennessee, so I'm going Rams.
All right, Chris. You know where we're going next for this Monday night football game. Who we got playing, Chris?
We got the Chicago Bears taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Hey. Joey's
you know how we are out here, man. They're down. Hopefully, we got some healthy players coming back on both sides of the ball. We're still banged up, but I gotta roll with my Bears. I think they have a good chance of winning this game, actually.
I can't blame you because they had like a pretty decent outing against the 49ers last week. Even though it didn't come out to a win, they most of that game was pretty close, and then just the 49ers pulled away at the last minute. Aside from that, the Bears are facing a Pittsburgh Steelers team who hasn't been so good. They've been very inconsistent, one of the more inconsistent teams, and yet they still find themselves relevant in the race for the AFC North. So
same reason the Bears are still relevant, honestly, because their defense is good.
Yeah.
So
it's definitely that.
I think it'll be tough for our rookie quarterback to go against a Pittsburgh Steelers defense that's still pretty decent, but I think Fields is due for a game where he throws multiple 3 to 4 touchdowns, and he just ran for 100 yards last week. So we'll see. We'll see if he gets more running calls called this week. I don't know. Matt Nagy's probably coming back, so you never know.
That's a big factor for me. If Fields can get it going through the air, the Bears can be one of the better teams in the NFL. And it's literally, and it hurts also that their running game has been depleted with injuries and all that stuff. But aside from that, I mean, you look at these two teams, you compare them up. Even though Pittsburgh has a better record, I'd say even then they're a better team just for the mere fact that they're better all around. And
yeah, but they have one impressive win to me because they beat the Browns, but Baker had just come off injury, and it definitely wasn't. I mean, they still only scored 15 points. Let's just say how it is. The offense sucked for the Browns.
Yeah.
That's why they lost. Go ahead.
Who impressive have the Bears beaten?
Wouldn't you like to
while
know?
you look that up,
while
you look that up, let's hear from DJ.
I would say the Cincinnati win was
patiently
impressive.
waiting.
Raiders win was
Oh,
pretty
man,
good.
I honestly don't know who I'm going to pick. Well,
That's it.
it's more so my hatred for the Steelers is blinding me into picking the Bears. Because the Steelers, in all honesty, they don't really look too impressive, or their offense doesn't look impressive, but neither does the Bears offense. And it's all right, you got a battle of the defense.
Definitely.
Well, who defense gives up less points, or who defense looks better on the eyes? And I haven't watched enough of neither one of these two teams to honestly be okay, they've
shot in the dark. I'd tell you, Pittsburgh.
Yeah. They average less points than us per game, but I mean it's kind of slighted though because you mentioned they score more points than us, and that's a big factor, and they hang on to the ball longer than us. So if our offense was a little bit better, our points per game would probably be down a little bit.
On
more.
top of that, another reason.
Both good defenses.
Yeah, another reason that I'm going with Pittsburgh is that they're going into this game healthier than Chicago. You're going into it with, you have your starting running back, you have your second string running back, you have your third string running back, unlike Chicago. So that's definitely something that's hurting Chicago. Whoever they put in at the running back situation does pretty well, in my opinion. But it hurts when you have players just going down injury.
right after that.
You can have a great run success, but then you have to, let's get this guy up to speed now. Let's get this next guy. So it's not working out for Chicago in that sense. Steelers, like we said, offense isn't that good. Defense, it's literally coming down to the defense. Is there anything on defense for Chicago that's holding them back right now?
Khalil Mack back?
I think
Khalil Mack
he's
still banged up, and then what's his name? Eddie Jackson got kind of hurt last week, so I don't think he's gonna play either. And Alec Ogletree's hurt, but we still have Danny Trevathan backing him up, so that's not like a huge thing.
Mm-hmm.
But
A lot of big names.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean for sure. But one other thing I would say is Roethlisberger's been sacked 14 times.
But that's like throughout his whole year, though. They like his
That's
whole
normal.
career.
That's bad though.
Yeah.
That's twice a game.
Plus, he
dude.
doesn't run out of the
Yeah.
pocket. He
No.
doesn't run away.
Yeah,
He
like
doesn't throw
he's
it
just
away
a
either.
big ass he's a big quarterback.
Yeah.
So,
And the Bears are 4th in sacks right now, tied. So
Mhm.
that'll be interesting
Get
to
after
see
him.
too. So
All right.
that's what I'm saying. Hopefully we can get the ball in some favorable positions and Fields can actually do good. I think this is a good game for him to break out and have a good game.
The possibility is there. Will it happen though?
Monday night, baby.
Yeah, I mean, primetime games. I mean, anything can happen. We'll see what happens, but I'm sticking with the Steelers on this one. What about you, DJ?
yeah, no, I said I'm picking the Steelers
Anything you want to add?
off rip, but like something's telling me the Bears will try to do something, but like I said, I'll stick it. Safe bet, Steelers.
I feel you.
Well,
Steelers are taking the dub. Chris.
Everybody
Hate to tell
taking the
ya.
Steelers. Hopefully Bears win. That way
Najee, Deontay.
I could get a little help on this leaderboard out here. You know what I'm saying? Get a game or two up on you guys.
It'll be close. But, yeah, that pretty much wraps it up for week 9.
9.
Anything else you guys want to say? 9 times.
No. It's going to be a good week. I think there's a lot of good matchups, so I think there's a lot of good games out there to watch this weekend.
I think this week will be surprising with, like, how many games are close. That's pretty much my biggest input on this week. It's a lot of games are going to be decently close. We're kind of at the midpoint of the season that, there's going to be teams that are going to get blown out, and then there's going to be a bunch of tightly contested games. So it's going to be fun.
Potentially all 4 of our teams could win.
Yeah,
For sure.
that would be fun.
My team's for sure winning. I can't say that much.
I would say 70,
marks on the
70,
rest.
30 for me.
Question marks on the rest. You think it's
Question-
that high for Miami?
Yeah, they have to. They have to.
Don't doubt Jordan Love.
There
I'm
we go.
telling you.
We'll see.
It's coming through this weekend.
Final words for your Chicago Bears, Chris.
Oh, man, we need this one. Matt Nagy, get COVID another week. He might, I don't
He
know.
needs to hang out with Rodgers a little more.
I don't know if he's going to be there or not yet, honestly, but
Yeah.
just
Go in the
let
booth.
someone else call the play. Okay?
Go in the booth for
appreciate
my
you guys
boy.
for watching. If you stuck around to the end, thank you very much. We appreciate you, and catch you guys next week.
Next week.
Next week.